In the world of car restoration, some of the finest, most expensive, fastest automobiles of all time.
Oh, man.
As well as some of the rustiest junkers.
This is the better of the two, and it's a piece of
are reborn here at the Guild.
What more could a hot rodder ask for?
And these are the restorers who turn rust into gold. Today at the Guild, a pristine Mini is rolling in the door.
Hello.
Hi, David.
How you doing?
The Mini Cooper Company wants the Guild to turn this car into a special edition tribute to Formula One champion James Hunt.
This is the James Hunt edition. We know James Hunt was very passionate about Mini. He started his career driving Minis on the track.
You know, I think a tribute to James Hunt is a no-brainer. He was a magnificent Formula One driver. I think creating a Mini with his name and reputation on it's just cool.
Britain's James Hunt was a race car champion famous for his fearless driving and playboy lifestyle. The story of his 1976 triumph over Austria's Niki Lauda was made into a major Hollywood movie.
This is a brand spanking new Cooper S, and we're going to turn it into a James Hunt tribute car.
Special edition car comes out with special package on it, maybe performance improvements or coloring or interior or a combination of all of the above that celebrates something.
Barry, everything will be painted.
Yep.
We'll take the white stripe down the center line. The white stripe here will turn into a red stripe on the roof.
The Mini project is important. It's out of our usual comfort zone. We're getting a chance to build a prototype car that could be put into a limited production. I want my A-team on it.
The interior, Dan, pull out the center panel and this. I want to embroider just the name Hunt onto the seats. And then Alex, one of the biggest design features I want to change, bring a scoop down.
Yep. It's awesome. I'm a big Mini guy. I actually own a Mini, so I love working on these kind of things. I think it's going to be a cool project.
We'll bring the air in here. We'll deliver it to the air box here.
Alex just loves the project, so I'm putting him in charge of it.
You'll write all this down?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've got the partnership with Mini. I've assembled the team. We're ready to go, but there's one more thing that I want to put in place. I want to go sit down with the Hunt family and make sure we have their blessing before we go jumping off on this thing.
So it's a trip across the pond to London. In the metal shop,
What's this?
Jay meets some rusty junkers.
Ooh, baby. Got a client, he's got two 1937 Chev two-door truck cabs.
Here's the girls.
Here are the babies.
It needs a lot of love.
No problem.
I was always into the old cars and trucks. I love the 37 Chev. I found them online in Minnesota. My wife and I hopped in the truck and drove down and picked it up. My plan is to take these two cabs and make it into a four-door. My wife and I have two little boys, and we're quite young, and for us to really enjoy it, we gotta have our best friends with us, right? So I'm making it four-door so we can all ride together.
I understand it's going to be orange. That's all I understand.
What are you gonna use for seats?
Bench seat for the front, she wants to snuggle,
Yeah.
and the bench seat in the back for the boys.
You're basically just sort of creating something that never really was. I'm gonna flip them around, go back to back. I'll butt the two together, and I'll fill in the blanks from there. Cannibalized this and that and putting her together. It's just sort of Frankenstein.
To build the Franken truck, Scott depends on Jay's expertise and a lot of help from his friends.
This project is a little different. I'm doing the cab portion, making it the four-door, and him and, I guess, his best friend, they built the chassis.
Well, I decided I want to do it, and I mentioned it to him. He's like, I'll do it. Let's do this. So we spend nights out in the garage working away on the chassis.
It's a kind of a smart move, I think, on his part, tackling as much as he can on his own, and then coming to us with the hard part.
And you can stay within the budget?
I can stay in the budget.
It's nice.
Yeah.
She likes to hear that.
A lot of people that come here, they've got money. This guy's, he's like me. He's got a wife, he's got two kids, hardworking dude. I want to see this guy get it for the money he wants to spend.
Here we are.
We're at Donington right now. It's a motorsport park about 2 hours north of London.
Looks like Freddy over there.
The reason we're here is to meet up with Freddie Hunt, who's James Hunt's son.
How's things?
Good, yeah, great. David Granger, Freddie Hunt.
Hello,
Nice
Freddie.
to meet you.
How are you? Nice meeting you.
I've been good friends with the Hunts for 20 years. We've worked in motorsport together. So I was able to bring Freddie along. He's the racing driver still in the Hunt family, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity to have him involved with what we were doing with Mini.
First year in racing, because of Dad, there was a lot of pressure. I've definitely inherited a lot of his genes. Hopefully, I've inherited some driving genes.
Freddie's dad died of a heart attack at the age of 45 when Freddie was just a boy. Now he's carrying on the Hunt legacy, tearing up racetracks around the globe.
New car?
Well, it's not my new car.
Good looking thing, yeah.
It's a great looking car.
David and Keith need Freddie's feedback for their James Hunt Mini limited edition.
And this is the sport version of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When James Hunt first started, the car that he drove was a Mini, and it tested his driving ability.
Decades later, this new Mini has to live up to the Hunt racing standard.
So you want to take it for a spin?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'd like to get your idea for the feel.
Let's go for it.
Freddie's really like his dad. All action, all adventure, and lots of speed. When he gets out on that track, he's really got a lot of his dad's talent.
Okay, all points, as soon as the bikes have entered pit lane, we'll be handing the circuit over to Freddie Hunt.
Donington Park is England's first permanent racing circuit. The tricky curves and hairpin corners of this challenging track have been the proving grounds for the world's racing elite.
Oh, it goes all right. Yeah, my first ever race here was at Donington, this circuit.
Is that right?
Yeah, first corner, crashed and took out 5 cars.
This Mini is terrifying.
Now, is this the Grand Prix circuit? Or it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I don't know what corner comes up here. I think it's left. Does it look like left to you?
I don't know. I hope you know.
That was nice. Went in a bit too hot there.
Yeah, just a shade.
When you go around a corner with a lot of downforce in a racing car, there's no better feeling. You know, your brain is telling you you can't do that, but you can. And that's what's exciting.
Just leave enough rubber on it for us to get back to London.
Is she warm and smelly, I wonder? Smelly.
I smell clutch.
A little bit of smoke coming off.
It's another morning at the Guild, and Jay's about to tackle the twin-cab Franken truck.
I started looking at the 2 truck cabs. You know, we've got just over 100 hours to make the 2 truck cabs one. He wants a 4-door, right?
The plan was to fuse the 2 cabs together.
He told me there were 2 solid truck cabs, and that's not what I've got. First one's not bad. This one, on the other hand, the bottom edges are rotten. Inside structurally, it's rotten. When it turns out the initial plan is just not really gonna work. We were gonna take the 2, marry them together, and just sort of fill in the blanks from there, right?
Now the plan is changing.
Sure, come back, we'll have a look at the cabs. Perfect.
And Jay needs the owner's approval.
So rather than, you know, joining the 2 cabs like I was talking about, I'll cut the back off this, pull the back. We'll attach the rear doors to this pillar, put a new skin on the roof. You know, in all honesty, I'll probably be faster this way.
That's fine. Better for me. It's been a really good change of plan. Now I can use the 1 cab and stretch it and just take the doors from the other cab for my good cab.
Got 9. The new solution, just fabricating the parts needed in order to make an actual 4-door truck out of the 1 cab. It's gonna bring us in at the hours we need to be at.
Hey, bro, what are you doing?
I'm trying to come up with a spot. It's gonna be the you know, least complicated to put back together, seeing as how I'm gonna be adding about 30 inches to this cab.
Stretch her out, baby, stretch her out.
Sparks are going that way. Well, they set her right down. That is commitment right there. There's no turning back now, eh?
Outside, a blazing hot truck is pulling into the guild.
I'm Don. My wife, Jane.
Meet you, Jane.
You too.
It's my 1935 Ford pickup street rod, custom built, top to bottom.
Small block Chevrolet, here we go.
Yeah. The motor started life as a small block 350 Chevy, producing about 502 horsepower.
Somebody did a lot of work in this thing.
Beautiful.
This will be about my 30th hot rod. It's a crazy hobby, it's a fun hobby, and it's an addiction.
He was a hot rod lover pretty much from day one.
My honey. My life companion who loves the truck just as much as I do. We have a blast, the three of us. We brought it up to the guild today to have a bunch of stone chips and some paintwork touched up on the truck. We drive the truck everywhere, that's why we have the stone chips. Where they're being so low on the front end of the vehicle, we got them all crossed here. Paint chips to me is like a young girl going to her prom and she gets a zit. It's noticeable, it's there, and they gotta go.
Oh, there's Barry.
Hi, Barry, how are you?
I'm Don. Barry is not afraid of touch-ups, but this one could get a little touchy.
We're just concerned about the flames, matching them back up again. The chips that we want done are right in the custom ghost flames, and a lot of the other body shops wanted no part of it in case they got into something they couldn't get out of. When it was shot, they never kept the paint code for it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
nerve-wracking when you hear a customer say that he's taken it to several other paint shops and they don't even want to touch the project because it's too difficult.
Now, we came with the expectation that it might not be matched perfectly.
Yeah.
So we're realistic and we have that expectation.
I should be able to get it pretty close.
That would be amazing. That'd be awesome.
It'll be a little tricky to do, but I should be able to pull it off.
One of the guys bring the truck around and Barry can get started.
Thank you very much.
Hey, how'd it go?
It went well.
Yeah.
Survived.
Yeah, I'm still here. Got the car back in one
Car's
piece.
still got 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels on it.
Hey, let's go check out the collection. It's really something.
We're lucky enough to be at Donington, and what they've done here is establish this absolutely amazing museum, which is just filled with Formula One cars. Oh, I like those.
Yeah, I really love the early cars, too.
David's getting a little inspiration for the James Hunt limited edition Mini from another iconic family of racing cars.
This particular gallery, with as many cars as it has, is just one manufacturer, and that is McLaren.
The McLaren Formula One team propelled James Hunt into the limelight.
Why was Dad so good at what he did? His raw talent, ability to drive the car. But how did he get there? That's the main question. And that was just sheer determination until he eventually got what he needed, which was a car and a team. Yeah, well, look, this is the M24 based on the M23 that Dad won the championship in.
Jeez, look at the size of that turbo. Holy moly.
Oh, it'd be scary driving this. It'd be fantastic, but it'd be scary.
You see nothing from those mirrors.
Yeah, you don't see much. You can see literally just there or there. So you've got all this area. You could park a jumbo jet in that area and you wouldn't see it.
Right.
And there's all the vibrations. You can't see anything anywhere.
Formula One cars are engineered for speed. The aerodynamic body reduces wind resistance, while a turbocharged engine supplies up to 900 horsepower. Wings keep the car grounded and maximize the tire's grip for peak speed.
Formula One evolved from European Grand Prix racing, which goes right back to the 1900s. And And what we've seen as cars get faster and faster and drivers more and more confident, it's a very demanding task, and the stakes are very, very high.
Well, I saw your father race in '76 at Mosport.
Mosport.
And he won that race.
Yeah, he did, yeah. And Watkins Glen, he won them both.
Yeah, that's
and he
what...
had to win them both to have a chance at the championship. So now, all of a sudden, he's actually within striking range of Nicky. What made Dad so special was how he won the championship. He was so far behind in points, and I think he still holds the record for the greatest comeback in points in history.
And that's your prize.
Yeah, that's what you get for winning the World Championship.
We've been having a lot of fun, but I think now it's time to talk to Freddy about my design ideas and get his input.
So let me tell you what I'm doing to the one that Minnie's provided to do the prototyping on.
Please do.
I don't want to offend the designers of the car, because I think they did a great job.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, they got that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so I just want to class it up a little bit.
I'm really hoping that he likes the things that I intend to do with the Mini, and that it's in no way insulting to his father's memory.
It's not quite this model. It's a red car. It'll have a white stripe with black edging.
Okay.
And then it's got a double sunroof, so we're actually going to acid etch the stripe right across the glass in the sunroof.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're actually going to put a hood scoop into it, bring it up high enough to get it into high pressure.
Everything seems fun. I'm a bit concerned about the scoop. I think on a Mini it might be a bit much.
Yeah. It won't be like an obnoxious big nose sticking up. He was a bit hesitant about putting a hood scoop on it.
Only because I don't like them on most cars, unless it's a really beautiful Mustang or something like that.
Yeah.
He's sort of thinking muscle car hood scoop, and that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of a way of getting some high-pressure air into the engine to increase performance.
Just high enough into high-pressure air.
So I was talking sort of like that?
Yeah, it's going to be like an opening about that big.
Before the car is released, I'll need to sign it off, of course, with my brother as well, both of us, to make check that we're happy with it.
Start masking her up, I guess.
In the Guild's paint shop, Barry's prepping a street rod for a touch-up.
This guy likes his truck. He takes it to shows. The average guy wouldn't even notice the little stone chips, but if you take it to a show, the judges would pick it apart, so it's got to be pretty well perfect. Before I can even start doing any blow-ins for the repairs here, I have to get the grill out of it, get the headlights off. I need a socket and a ratchet now. These are Alex's sockets. Yeah, I'll just take them, give them back later. I'm a painter, so I don't have any tools here. I gotta lay down. Have a nap. Curb jumping. There's a nice repair I gotta do there. So we'll fix that all up. Next step is to take the headlights off because I won't be able to get in here with my spray gun. I'm gonna have to cut wires, I guess. More tools. Got some side cutters around here. Alex gives me a hard time. I borrow his tools and then he looks around for maybe 20 minutes for it. So I got some. Doesn't really bother me.
Hey, Barry, you seen any of my tools?
I got a whole load of your tools.
I see that. What the hell are you doing? I thought I was getting painted, not restored.
I'm living the dream.
Stop stealing my tools.
I'll bring them all back.
In the metal shop, Jay's Franken truck is turning into a nightmare.
This wasn't supposed to be a fabricate everything situation. I need another 2 doors to make this a 4-door, and I don't really have 2 doors here. The bottom of this door is non-existent. That's not doing anybody any good. Like, this is the better of the 2, and it's a piece of When I first saw those doors, I figured that this is gonna screw me. But don't stand there looking at it. You know, just make a decision, jump in, get it done. I've repaired the door frame, got the structure there. You know, 6, 8 inches from the bottom of the door, it's heavily corroded. So I have to remove a good chunk, say 12, 13 inches, and put a whole new lower skin on. That's fun. That's nice. When I'm welding sheet metal, you don't want your panels sitting butt tight together. As soon as you place that tack, the weld wants to contract and pull that sheet metal together, and the panel's gonna warp. I like to tack that whole panel at, say, 6-inch increments. Then I'll go back, and in between all those tacks, I'll tack it again. You know, by doing this series of tacks, I can control the distortion in the panel to probably no distortion whatsoever.
Jay's put in some serious time on this job, but he's got no choice.
I could have quickly repaired his door, put a little piece on the bottom, and dealt with that crap that was on the side, but it's not right and it's not safe. I mean, he's got a wife and 2 kids that are gonna be in this with him, so safety's kind of important here too. We'll make it right for him.
In the UK, David and Keith have wrapped up business on the Mini project. But there's one last stop.
Welcome to Lotus.
I love Lotuses since I was a young guy looking at a Lotus Europa in the window of a showroom. And that was in the early 70s.
David owns a 2010 Lotus Evora that sports the deep green and yellow colors of the racing team.
You know, what's not to like about Lotuses? High performance, incredibly good looks. I mean, they're just brilliant cars.
Typically English garage.
Yeah, very old, but
yeah,
suits the old cars.
It's a chance to catch up on the evolution of David's favorite car.
Went over to Classic Team Lotus, and what they do is they restore old Formula One Lotuses.
The Lotus Company was founded in 1952, and within less than a decade, their innovations revolutionized the racing world.
Oh, wow, look at all the blueprints.
Colin Chapman, the founder of Lotus, was incredibly innovative. The man created various things that have become standard throughout the Formula One industry now. They put rear-engine cars on the track when everybody else was putting the engines in front of the drivers. The advantage to that is it's much harder to lose control because it doesn't have a tendency to spin.
Right, follow me through.
You know, there's some pretty incredible memorabilia here, but the foremost piece of memorabilia in my thinking is Bob Dance. He was Jim Clark's mechanic in the 1960s when Lotus was winning world championships.
So this little beauty is a 25, driven by Jim Clark in the 1963 World Championship. We won it, and he won it again in 65.
Jim Clark ranked top 10 in 8 world championships before his career came to a brutal end after a fatal car crash in 1968.
Jim Clark took Lotus from being just sort of a weekend club racing organization right to the pinnacle of Formula One. And their cars just kicked butt. I mean, they were amazing cars in their period.
Decades later, nothing's changed. Lotus cars only get faster. And David's hoping to get a boost for his own Lotus.
I love the car. The handling is superb. It is a very quick little car, but it could be quicker.
To upgrade his car, David wants to buy a supercharger kit straight from the factory.
Supercharging is just cool. It's a pretty inexpensive way to get a whole bunch more power to your motor.
David Granger.
Hi, David.
Hello there.
Darren is one of our vehicle attributes engineers.
What I'm trying to do is get some advice from their engineers as to how I can set my car up with a supercharger and just get a little more power out of her.
You're involved in making a Lotus into a Lotus.
Basically, yeah. Get the car to feel exactly how you feel the car today when you drive it.
Great.
Before David commits to supercharging his car,
that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's going to test drive the hottest supercharged Lotus on the market.
Oh, this has got a lot more grunt than mine.
The supercharger does give you that extra power to just pull the car, keep pulling and keep pulling and pulling and pulling.
What it does is takes the air in, squeezes it into a little tight ball and shoves it into the engine. And the more air you have going into your engine, the more oxygen you have, the more you burn, the more the explosions occur, and the more power you got.
It's very twisty, very turny around this side of the circuit. This gives us a chance to show the handling of the car. So 4 at half, up to 3rd.
Oh, come on.
That's it, keep going. Up to 4th. Come off the brake, leave the gears where they are, and they turn and accelerate hard. So we have a Harrop supercharger, 345 horsepower.
Oh, there's the difference.
That's a considerable boost in power.
That's
over
it,
mine.
yeah.
Who wouldn't want a supercharged supercar or bus or RV or go-kart? Your vacuum cleaner could be supercharged, but make it pick up dirt faster.
Is it possible for me to buy a supercharger and install it?
No, basically. We spend a lot of time and effort into making sure that the supercharger works correctly with the engine to cope with the extra horsepower and the torque that runs through, is given out from this engine now.
Oh, I like messing with stuff, though.
You'll basically ruin the car.
Your recommendation is?
Buy an Evora S. Don't do it.
Oh, you made it safely, Darren.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
You can't buy that kind of fun.
No, you
well,
can't.
you can,
No,
but...
you can, yeah.
I'm actually jealous that he's out on Hethel and I haven't been, so there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we've got time. Jump in.
You sure?
Yep.
Excellent. See you, boys. All right.
Don't have to go
Here we go.
Okay.
You gotta slow me down here. All right, seriously. I don't want to barf on you or anything. Oh God.
He looked a bit pale, and even though you kind of tried to think to yourself, I need to slow down, you still want to show the car off to its best if you could.
How's your tummy?
Oh, I could throw up now, actually.
You did, or are you going to?
There's a proud moment in motorsport history.
Oh, man.
The Franken truck chassis is finished, and its owner is ready to roll.
The sun out now, getting a little warm. I want it done.
But Jay is lagging behind.
How's it going? It's going. You? Going? Yeah, I hear you. I was expecting to see the cab done, enough that we can move it and put it on the chassis and do a dry fit. We worked our butts off all week to get the chassis ready. For nothing.
The project's taking a little bit longer. There was some heavily rusted areas that I had to take care of before I could even actually begin stretching. I got the two pieces bent up for the rockers in the shop, so I'm just matching it up to the other side and pull the doors off, tack them in place, and then we'll finish the roof panel off.
Okay. I just came here thinking that we're still on the same schedule, but I was mistaken. When do you think it'd be ready for it to mount on the cab? On the chassis?
Like done, or?
Yeah.
It'll be done next week sometime. Like there was just nothing. It was just, kind of silent.
Oh, I'm not happy, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's life. Nothing to do about it now. Nothing to do about it now.
I'd like to see him get what he deserves.
At the Lotus test track in northern England,
Yay me.
Keith's recovering from his high-speed test drive.
I think he had fun right up until, well, he lost everything he'd eaten that day.
Now I have a surprise for you.
I'm not sure I trust you.
I have something in mind for him. It'll cheer him up immensely.
Don't know what you're whining about. I told you I'd take you for a boat ride. This is the side of the river. We're supposed to be in the middle.
He wants me to take him punting, and I gotta push the damn boat.
Yeah, it's just because you're letting the pole get out there so it swings the nose.
Well, no, but when you stick it in the ground,
no, but if you...
it pushes out to the side.
Keith is a punter. He sucks.
Look at how he does it, Keith. Why can't you do that?
Would you like me to get one of the ducks to tow us?
That's what I need, 1 duck horsepower.
You better get us moving because we're going to miss our flight.
At the Guild, Master Painter Barry meets his match.
So he said it's off of a 2004 Mustang and it's screaming yellow.
Thanks. This is the color name of the yellow that's on the vehicle.
It's easy to duplicate a stock color, but custom colors take some trial and error.
Pretty well have to just do it by eye. When you're fading one color into the other color, the paint will never match because it's always going to be different.
A blow-in means spraying several layers of different colors along the edges of the original work.
When you're doing your blow-in, it's basically an optical illusion. It's just fading your paint out far enough and feathering it out so you don't notice anything. It makes it all blend in together nice. Once you do it enough, you really know how to add colors here and there. I've done that all my life pretty well.
Freddy and I are out on the track, and the brakes are just smoking.
David's back from England, armed with Freddy Hunt's feedback for the mini project.
He said to me, I don't like hood scoops. He thought it like pretend hood scoops. I said, no, this is a real hood scoop. It's actually going to be delivering pressure, air.
And he's probably thinking of a mailbox bolted to the hood too, right?
Yeah.
When I heard that Freddy Hunt didn't like the idea of a hood scoop, I wasn't surprised. A hood scoop is sort of an American thing, but we're definitely going to try and keep it very, very low key yet elegant looking, and hopefully he approves of it.
It takes an English wheel to build an English hood scoop.
This is probably my favorite tool when it comes to metalworking. It's basically a stretching device. The English wheel does is stretches the metal in both directions, stretches this way and this way. Basically, all a hood scoop is supposed to be is a way to draw air into the engine more efficiently. The engine's an air pump. The more efficiently it can pump air through it, the more power you're going to get out of it. The whole goal with the scoop is to make it look like something Mini could have produced from the factory. So it's going to be completely integrated as far as the body lines are concerned. It's going to be very, very Mini looking. It literally just pops on like something from the factory would.
Yeah, finally.
The screaming yellow street rod is reunited with its owners.
Well, what do you think, Don?
It is amazing. I told Barry, I don't have the expectations of you matching the flames perfectly. And he says, we can match it perfectly. And my God, he wasn't lying. So was it hard to match the orange?
Yeah, it was tricky to get it to match. I sort of blended the yellow up into the pearl, and then I got the pearl and went back down on top of the yellow, and it turned out pretty good, actually.
It looks amazing.
You wouldn't know there'd been anything.
No, it looks brand new again.
Yeah, and the little yellow Ford hot rod, it turned out really good. And you can't even see the blow-in I did, so I'm happy with it.
What more could a hot rodder ask for? Like, it's everything. When it comes down to it, gas goes in the truck first, food on the table second. I can do without a couple of meals, but I can't do without my hot rod.
We got ourselves a hot rod family here. They're made for each other. And you know what? The truck's their baby.
Now we get to enjoy putting a few more miles on it, putting some more on it, and bringing it back to you.
Don's street rod's got the looks, but can she rumble?
It burns rubber.
It smokes.
I smell rubber.
The do-it-yourself boys are back at the Guild with their Franken truck chassis. It's time to see if Jay's twin cab is a perfect match.
Every now and then, that's got to be checked. That dry fit has to happen. Hey, guys. What's going on, man? Not much.
So, what's the state of this cab here?
One unit now, anyway.
Good. We can lift there to see?
Yeah, so then the plan will be we'll just take the cab, set her down over top here. The dry fit is taking your components in a separate frame and a separate body, doing a fit to make sure that that body is actually going to fit on the other part. Yeah. At some point, you're actually going to have to marry those two.
Yeah, you're good. Not gonna lie, that thing was heavy.
Yeah. That looks wicked, man.
Kind of does, eh?
This thing looks awesome. This thing looks wicked.
Yeah.
One of a kind, that's for sure.
It's gonna be a nice truck.
Nice.
I know, between, you know, the work they've done, the work I did, it's the four-door that Chev should have made.
All right, now I'm getting excited. That looks wild. My plans have been pushed back, but it's gonna come out looking awesome, so I'm happy with my decision to come here. That is gonna be cool.
It's always nice to see you've helped somebody, you know, achieve a dream they had. It's a good feeling. I'm happy. It's gonna be a good-looking little truck. Or bigger truck now.
Hey, Freddy.
Morning, David. How are you?
Why is he driving?
So, I don't know. You wouldn't let me drive for some reason.
Outside, a legend in the making shows up.
Freddy? Hey, Freddy. Nice to meet you.
Pretty exciting day. Freddie Hunt has come over from England for the introduction of the Mini, which was a tribute to James Hunt, his father.
We'll go on inside and maybe show you something special.
Cool. The Guild invited me here for the launch of it, and so here I am. I haven't seen it before. It's the first time seeing it. Really exciting.
There we go.
The plan called for a scoop, and Freddie was skeptical.
Good job, guys, I say.
So do you remember you had some concerns about the hood scoop?
I did, yeah. No,
What do you think?
That looks ideal. It looks fine to me. I was worried it was going to be all sort of sticking out. When the scoop was described to me going on the hood, I was expecting something sticking out like a sore thumb, but no, it's not at all, so very happy with it.
You've done an amazing job at really staying in line with what the Mini is, what a Mini is all about. Very respectful of the original design. Honestly, we didn't know what to expect. We gave them carte blanche. We said, go ahead, do whatever you want with the car. And we trusted, obviously, with the decades of experience that they have here at the Guild. We knew that they would come up with something really special.
And then in the inside...
I like the interior. That is cool.
Yeah. We wanted to keep the red and white theme going through.
Yeah.
So we just put subtle touches. I didn't want to get too crazy about it.
No, really cool.
Now, if you look up at the sunroofs, you see that very acid etched the stripe right through the glass. We retained the original color, but we put pearl in the paint, so it has a little bit more snap under light than stock red paint. It's turned out as good or better than I had imagined it originally, so I'm really pleased that Freddie was pleased when he saw it. Mini is hosting a special event down in Toronto that we've been invited to. We're going to do an unveiling down there, and you're going to get to drive, hopefully not as fast as at Donington.
No.
Just get the car there in one piece, okay?
Yeah. Mini has invited a whole bunch of what we call mini-acts. So we've got minis piling into the parking lot. Gentlemen, rev your engines.
It does sound great, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And it goes pretty good.
It pulls for a
little
1600,
car.
doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a bossy little thing, isn't it? It has a bit of an attitude.
This is not a race, but Freddie is in the lead with a trail of mini-acts behind him. These guys are Mini owners and aficionados who've spent long hours customizing their cars.
Just a great little car.
It's really fantastic.
Destination, Dundas Square in downtown Toronto for the official kickoff.
Well, isn't this cool? So we got a whole bunch of people involved with minis here. We have Alex, who spent till 10 o'clock last night making new exhaust tips for it. Yeah, beautiful touch. And then we've got Dan here, who is our upholsterer and one of the finest upholsterers I've ever come across, but don't let him know that I said that. Anything that the Guild does is basically not the company, it's the guys who work for the company, and they're some of the finest craftsmen in the world. I am so proud of these guys.
It's a big honor for Mini Canada to have the opportunity to work with David on this project. And, I'd like to introduce Freddy as well. You may not know him today, but you will very soon.
Well, I've taken a bit of a break from racing the last few years, and I'm coming back again. And I've set my sights on Le Mans. As for the Mini, it means an awful lot to me because Dad had a history with Mini. He started his racing career in Minis, and wow, my God, have you guys done a fantastic job.
What do you want to draw? What should we draw? That.
And a few hours away, near Woodstock, Ontario.
Coop, guys, look! Oh, it's here!
The Verbruggen family is welcoming a new member.
Daddy, the truck's here.
Really? What truck?
Your orange truck.
Well, let's go check it out. Hey, Brad, how you doing?
Good, and you?
Better now.
Yeah, it's here.
It's finally here. I want to see this thing. Wow.
Hey.
That is a freak. That looks awesome. It's actually turning out exactly the way I pictured it, even better. That is wicked. That didn't work before. From here on, me and Mike are gonna take it from here. We're taking the reins and we're gonna finish this.
I like it as a patina look, man. Maybe a new windshield.
We're gonna make it even prettier than it is now. What do you think, guys?
I would like to try this.
The whole reason why I'm building this truck is for my boys, so they can ride with me.
This is like a hideout.
A very expensive hideout. That's gonna look bad.
What is that?
This is a Frankenstein face. That's the shifter. You're grabbing the gears, you're holding on to Frankenstein's head. This truck will be done, and I got a hold of Frankenstein's head, and I'm grabbing gears. That's how I know it's done.
Oh, now this is more like it.
The only way I was going to get a supercharger to fit a Lotus was buy a supercharged Lotus. So I did.
What a difference supercharging makes.
Man, what the hell did you do now?
My new supercharger.
And you had to get the whole car to have the supercharger?
Well, apparently. I mean, that's what they told me in England, so it's just like the last one, but not quite. Supercharger.
There you go.
So
that is sweet.
Yeah.
And how's it
makes them
go?
a whole crap of a lot faster.
Who buys a whole car just to get it supercharged?
Well, yeah, but now the old one goes away and get a change of color.
I'll be looking forward to test driving it.
So what do you think of this whole project? It's gonna look pretty nice? It's gonna look fantastic. And it's gonna look just like my new hat when I get it done. I'm loving it.